Welcome to the stream tonight. We are going to play Satisfactory as well, continue the base there. But I saw an email earlier today that Spacebase, I'm going to do that wrong all the time, I'm going to say Starbase Startopia, but it is Spacebase Startopia has been released, and the reason why there is no game in the background of me here now is because I wanted to show you guys the intro, because the intro is fairly amusing. First of all, thank you so very much to Kalypso Media for providing me with free press key for the game, so that I can actually play this game. I could have played it earlier, but I didn't want to play it while it was in beta. But with that said, good evening, Pete. I hope you've had a nice Friday. Let's jump into the game, or rather, let's have a look at the intro video. Hopefully this works.
Dear meat sacks, aliens, and androids, I proudly present to you Spacebase Startopia. It will be breathtaking.
You're breathtaking!
Help us, Commander. Commander, I hope you had a pleasant trip. Welcome to Spacebase Startopia, a donut-shaped burgeoning funhouse of cold, hard steel. Organic cell clusters may find a place to live, work, and relax here, like Gary here. Hello, Gary. Our 3 unique decks leave nothing to be desired for well-traveled space captains of any species. Whether you're seeking comfort or thrill, Spacebase Startopia is always your best choice. To keep Startopia the paradise it is, the tireless buzzer droids are always at work. Even a utopia can have its problems, so every now and then there can be issues. But I guarantee you that any genetic anomalies and minor duplication errors are entirely within the acceptable range for an AI such as myself. You can trust me to take good care of you. Except Gary. I never liked Gary. What are you waiting for, Commander? Spacebase Startopia is waiting for you. Oh, before you unpack, please can you present a valid boarding pass?
Load amazed welcome for late hour. Commander, you're still up at this time of night?
Currently I am. Did that actually work? Because according to what my stream manager looked like, it looked like it was a slideshow rather than an actual video for you guys. I hope it did work. It was good. Okay. Welcome so much, Boomer. Okay, so basically just the stream manager having some issues then. So, Spacebase Startopia is based on a game that I used to play when I was younger, called Startopia. It was a very fun game. Kalypso has made a remake, which is, I guess it's a spiritual successor, but at the same time, it's very close to the old original game. According to what I've gathered, that doesn't necessarily mean that I have any clue what I'm doing. So this is first play. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, which means we will be playing the tutorials, because it's nice to get to know what we need to do here. Is the audio levels okay with the game? Audio compared to my voice? It looks okay in OBS, but just checking with you guys. The delay of Twitch. It's okay, good, thank you. So we'll go to the tutorials and we'll play these. Introduction Construction. And welcome to the Startopia Basics Introductory course, Command R. Before the RFS can unleash you on the known galaxies, we are obliged to offer you this introductory course. This is mainly for insurance purposes, but don't worry, we'll keep it as brief as possible. This scenario will introduce you to the basics of controlling your Startopia base simulator. We get Bugrathorians, who work in the communication center. We get fuzzy charging stations where we can charge our fuzzies. I don't think the wyverns would be very agreeable towards that. We get birth, that can satisfy the needs of sleep and food and thirst and hygiene for the undemanding. Oh. And we get a communication center where the Bugrathorians work to receive transmissions from the far reaches of space.
Welcome to the Startopia Basics Introductory course, Command R.
I actually read that.
Can unleash you on the known galaxy.
So we'll just click ready there.
Initiate welcome protocol. Welcome to the Startopia Basics Introductory course, Command R. For more information, first open the notification in the notification panel. Here you will find useful information about your station. Command R, commence operations.
I'm not going to read what that says.
Move your camera to get an overview of the station.
You can rotate.
Your task is to set up a Startopia base and turn it into a comfortable place for aliens to visit. The most important tools for this are your work droids, also referred to as fuzzies. However, fuzzies only have a limited amount of internal energy. A fuzzy charging station is required to charge them. Command R, use the construction menu to erect a fuzzy charging station.
Okay. I shall erect a fuzzy charging station.
Place the hologram in the place you have designated and confirm the construction order for your fuzzies. The hologram will be displayed in blue if the place you have designated is usable.
So you rotate the building very easily with just using the mouse wheel. This is good. And that appears to be a ramp that they... oh, now the music is actually a bit too low, but let's put it there.
Good work, Commander. Your fuzzies will now begin to set up the fuzzy charging station. The fuzzy charging station has been installed, Commander. Your Startopia base's energy core can store a limited amount of energy, the universal currency of all known galaxies. When a room is built, the required energy is taken from your energy core. In addition, that room's activation energy is blocked in the energy core's maximum storage capacity, removing it from use. In times of crisis, a room can be deactivated to quickly reclaim both. As mentioned in the beginning, your job is to keep arriving alien visitors happy. A fuzzy charging station is unsuitable for this, as only a few aliens will enjoy a strong electric shock. Please open your base simulator's construction menu.
What a surprise! We need to draw a floor area for a berth. I have no idea how big this is supposed to be. Apparently it can't be smaller than 6 in the width. Let's go with 12 by 8. Well, it says... No, let's go with 12 by 8. I like the music. Need a door? Actually... Can I...
Now please select the berth.
Yeah.
For this room, first select the floor area that the room is to occupy. You can furnish a variable-sized room yourself, Commander. Note that a room should often include the optional objects in order for it to perform its full function. Aliens can use the berth's optional objects to satisfy their basic needs such as food or sleep, for example. Now place some optional objects.
We need stasis chambers for them to sleep. That's friendly. Okay, we need some hydro cleaners so they can clean themselves. That's rather big. I can't place 2 of them. Let's go with 1. We need some chocolate replicators. That's a good idea. One there and one there. And we need a slushy machine. Well, that seems nice. Have 2 of those as well. And confirm.
The berth has been successfully placed. Now sit back and watch how the electronic units do all the real work, Commander. Oh, you're good at that. Would you like me to increase your ration of nutrient slime? Oh, I see that has already been done.
Thank you.
Commander, according to my sensors, your inaction has been rewarded. When your visitors satisfy their needs on the station, you receive prestige, an RFS-designated pseudo-currency, which you can use for new empowerments such as new rooms and other utilities. Use the research menu to enable the communication center.
Okay. Requires 30-something prestige, a pseudo-currency set up by the RFS that you can use for unlock things such as research.
Excellent, Commander. Bug Razorians are working in the communications center, receiving radio transmissions. This is extremely useful for alerting you to various events that you can use to your advantage. Now please build the communication center.
There's a long line of people waiting to get in here. And there are some very bizarre creatures here. Ah, they're littering. Okay, so we need a communication center. Oh. I guess we'll build that there. It fit perfectly. Right, I can build decorations, but I won't do that since the tutorial hasn't asked me to do so. I do that. Can I? No, of course I can't.
Commander, in order for the communications center to actually function, you'll need to hire some bug Wraithorians. You can do this either via the corresponding alien's detailed view, or more efficiently via the alien overview.
Recruiting for dummies. Okay.
The alien overview lets you keep track of all visitors to your station, Commander. Furthermore, my evaluation processor evaluated them and translated them into 2 concrete values for you. Skill and dedication. While ability describes an alien's competence, dedication reflects how long an alien will perform their duties before they want to satisfy their needs again. Commander, I suggest you hire some bug Wraithorians to get the communication center up and running. Note that hiring aliens involves a one-time payment of energy.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that all of them are 1-1, so what is this? The energy they have available to spend. Are there some... Well... Let's hire... Unshun?
Excellent, Commander. You've hired your first bug Wraithorian
An
via the
Inkul.
alien overview.
So we have 2 of them. Maybe should have 3 of them. Ladon as well. Interesting that we have bugs working in the communication center.
Commander, a bug Wraithorian has begun work in the communications center.
Good.
Excellent, Commander. You have now learned how to operate the virtual camera, place rooms, and hire aliens. In times past, this introductory course was sufficient to run a Startopia base. However, following an internal assessment of the increased number of deaths, the course has now been expanded. In the next course, you will learn how to keep alien visitors happy and alive.
That might be useful. Okay, next mission then.
Welcome to the Visitors to Startopia Introductory Course, Command R. In this scenario, we look at the primitive carbon-based life forms that will visit your Startopia base and their petty needs. According to the galactic statutes, the RFS is obliged to inform you that the death of visitors to your station has no positive effects whatsoever.
No, I would never have guessed. Who could have imagined that? So we're going to get celebramers, atmosphere filters, energy distributors, and a space disco. Okay.
Initiate Welcome Protocol. Welcome to the second part of the Startopia Basics Introductory Course, Command R.
This is a bit bigger
Commander,
than the
I
one I
have
built.
taken the liberty of pre-positioning the most necessary rooms in order to keep the completion time for this course within reasonable limits.
That's not...
The foundation of all Startopia bases are the alien visitors that come on board. All visitors carry a certain amount of energy with them, which they are only too happy to spend if they can satisfy their needs in return.
Indeed.
At the moment, this station does not particularly impress your visitors.
How dare
To
they?
get a quick overview, you can inform yourself via the station ratings. First, open the station ratings. Command R, commence operations.
Just happy that the tutorial did pre-position things. That makes things easier.
Excellent, Commander. Thanks to the station ratings, you can see what aliens think of your base in general and use your visitors' spitter comments to determine where the problems on Startopia lie. At the moment, for example, there seems to be a problem with poor air quality. To eliminate this, I have materialized some atmosphere filter crates near your energy core.
Oh,
By
nice.
the way, Commander, you can also open a detailed view for virtually any object, including, of course, aliens, to get more information. Now please build the atmosphere
go.
filters.
Okay. This thing is noisy. Let's build some atmosphere filters then. We need to build 2 of them.
Commander, to improve your understanding, I have taken the liberty of displaying the atmospheric distribution in the virtual camera.
Thank you.
Blue areas are fine, while red areas contain unpleasant air and are a source of displeasure for your visitors. You should place the atmosphere filters mainly in red areas.
So, everywhere. Okay, well, I can do that. Garbage bot. This music is really nice. Really funky. I like it.
Commander, an alien's need for food has reached a critical level. You
No.
should keep an eye on your berth and possibly provide more food facilities on both the subdeck and fun deck. Excellent, Commander. You have successfully built some atmosphere filters. Now please switch to the fun deck.
The fun deck. Okay, we'll go to the fun deck.
Commander, so far we've limited ourselves to the subdeck. Actually, many of the Startopia bases consist of several decks. The fun deck is the place your aliens go to have fun, and that's where they're most willing to spend their energy. As a precaution, I have already pre-positioned some rooms for satisfying basic needs, so that your visitors do not have to keep taking the elevator back to the berth on the subdeck all the time. In addition to these basic needs, aliens later also crave entertainment. However, in order to build more rooms, we must first expand the fun deck. Open the bulkhead on the fun deck to take over the sector behind it.
Welcome back, Peps. Apparently I'm supposed to open a sector behind the fun deck. Open this bulkhead for 15,000 energy to gain access to the sector behind it. Now I wonder if this looks like in the old game. I don't remember how... In the old game, there was something you clicked. Right-click it, right-click it.
Very good, Commander. A disco has already been built behind the airlock. This provides entertainment for your visitors. However, it has not been connected to the energy grid yet and is therefore not operational. Outside the initial fun deck sector, the other energy-hungry rooms on the fun deck must be connected to the energy grid using energy distributors. In addition, Celebramer work in the disco where they entertain dancers with the finest beats.
Calypso and Dranville Nerdim.
Excellent, Commander. You have hired Celebramer. All you have to do now is power up the disco using an energy distributor.
Right, I shall do so. That's probably too far away. Or will that work? I don't know.
Commander, my routine review of social media shows that negative ratings for your base are accumulating around a specific hashtag. Please check the station ratings to find out what the problem is. Commander, an alien's need for drink has reached a critical level. You should keep an eye on your berth and possibly provide more drink facilities on both the sub-deck and fun deck.
They want the drink. Somehow I don't think this is the right position for this.
Very good, Commander. The disco is now operational. Please note that each energy distributor literally distributes energy and thus constantly draws on your energy reserves. Excellent, Commander. You have now learned to analyze your visitors' needs and use the fun deck.
Good. So, next mission.
Welcome to the Biomes on Startopia Introductory Course, Command R. In this scenario, we will focus on the biodeck on Startopia, which, where available, not only provides a cozy atmosphere for the alien visitors and satisfies their need for nature, but whose plants also provide important resources on Startopia.
Ah, we get the third deck. We get dryads who work on the biodeck. I remember you used to have monks there. Cargo holds that we can store CRATEs so they don't break. And biostations, which is the accommodation for the hired dryads.
Initiate welcome protocol.
Well,
welcome to the Biomes on Startopia Introductory Course, Command R. Commander, you should know that crates have a maximum shelf life. If they just lie around for too long, they break and become nothing more than compressed garbage.
Likewise, Infamous, and welcome to the stream.
Crates can be stored in cargo hold, where a temporal loop protects them from breaking down. I have already pre-placed a cargo hold. Generally, your fuzzies take care of storing crates on their own, but you can also assist them and use the matter storage to pick up crates and beam them into the cargo hold. Command R, commence operations.
I've had access to the game for some time.
Commander, you can also pick up several objects at the same time. Just give it a try. To drop an object from the matter storage, please mark that object in the matter storage and then use your Startopia base simulator input device to drop it at the position your virtual marker is indicating.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't. I've very decisively not played it until now. Because I wanted to play it when it was out of the beta, and I wanted to play it either on video on demand or on stream. And I figured that, hey, I could use a little break from the... Yeah, I know. I could use a little break from the heavy mathematics of Satisfactory. We'll get back to that after this, though.
Marvelous, the way you mastered this simple task.
Ah.
Crates can be obtained in a variety of ways. However, in the course of this tutorial, we will focus on the biodeck. Now please switch to the biodeck.
Can I get rid of these crates first? Since they spoil, I mean. Not that I can place much of them in here. There's not exactly much room left. Spoiled goods. Garbage. Garbage. Maybe if I just put the crates here. There we go. And now we have to switch to the biodeck.
Welcome to the biodeck, Commander. Here you will find different biomes in which a wide variety of plants are grown. Once a plant is fully grown, it can be harvested using its detailed view. During this harvesting process, the plants are transformed into resources through molecular transmutation and immediately packed into crates. By the way, sectors on the biodeck also produce oxygen crates, which are used for atmosphere filters. This production correlates with the number of plants in that sector.
This robot is very talkative. A fragrant puffball. And a still tree. Apparently I picked up the wrong tree. Okay, and a snow star. And another tree. And another snow star. How many of these do you want me to... Wait. I have a suspicion that I'm supposed to right-click them. Indeed I am. Harvest. Harvest. I hope the dryads will do this for me, because this is a bother. If I have to do this.
Acceptable work, Commander. Manually harvesting the plants can be rather laborious. Fortunately, you can hire dryads to harvest resources from the plants without destroying them in the process, as well as grow new plants. I strongly advise you to make use of them.
I will. Dryad, so we have... oh, we have someone who has higher skill, but I don't have a 2-2. But I think I'll take one that has skill 2. Clap, Tiarella, and Chorus. I'll take Tiarella, since Chorus seems to be unhappy.
Commander, by the way, hired dryads build their own small dwellings on the biodeck, where they can satisfy their own basic needs.
Oh, I need to recruit 3 of them.
This is very useful, as it saves them the long way to their berth on the subdeck.
Clap and Rokud.
Congratulations, Commander. You have successfully hired some dryads.
So far, it's very similar.
How to terraform the biodeck. To do so, open the terraforming view. Logically, this can only be done on the biodeck.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Kalypso did promise that the game was going to be like playing Startopia, though.
Commander, as already mentioned, you can terraform the biodeck to your liking and create different biomes. Each biome has its own plants, which yield different resources during harvesting. Alien visitors also come to the biodeck to satisfy their need for nature. They can do this in the biome which corresponds to their homeworld or near bodies of water, which all aliens enjoy. By the way, you can use the terraforming overview to tell your dryads which biomes they should grow and harvest plants in. Now terraform a section of the biodeck.
Yeah, but since this is the tutorial, I'm pretty sure that it will be less obnoxious as we move on.
Excellent, Commander. Now please fill another section of the biodeck with water.
Yeah. I don't want to have that much. This looks fine.
Excellent, Commander. You have now learned how to store crates and terraform the biodeck. I congratulate you on having learned these trivial skills.
Next mission, I think this should be the final
Welcome
tutorial.
To the practical course, Command R. In this scenario, we look at what we have learned so far and try to apply this knowledge in practice. Good luck.
Maybe we don't get to be pestered that much by Valar this time.
Initiate welcome protocol. Welcome to the practical test,
Never mind.
Command R. Here you will learn to deal with the everyday problems that can occur when operating a Startopia base. This station is quite the disaster, Commander. Some rooms are deactivated, employees have quit in fits of anger, there is garbage everywhere and your fuzzies have broken down. So like about 5 minutes after an RFS employee took the helm. You should reactivate the fuzzy charging station to be able to charge your fuzzies. The other problems are best identified first with the different scan modes.
Okay.
Command R, commence operations.
Yeah. Okay, so you right-click things to do things with them.
Commander, the fuzzy charging station is now up and running. Use the matter storage to beam a fuzzy there for charging.
Well, let me find some of them. Oh, they're here. I'll just take all of them. Uh-huh. I like that they queue up for waiting to be charged.
Excellent, Commander. A fuzzy now has internal energy again. Theoretically, it can now give other fuzzies a jump start, but you can get the station up and running much faster if you charge the other fuzzies as well.
Yeah, I'm already on that.
Commander, the different scan modes make it easy to identify problems on the station, such as where the atmosphere is particularly poor. I strongly advise you to use them.
Well, I'm glad we have a butt interface. What would a game be without a butt interface? It would be useful if she told me where the scan modes are. I assume it's these. Something else been deactivated, so what's going on with this one? Needs workers. This one is activated. This one needs stuff. Overlays. On the left side, so it is these two. Well, I don't think we want growth on this deck.
Commander, the communications center received a message about a galactic cleaning crew. You should take a look at it.
An intergalactic cleaning crew is offering its services. For 2,450, they would get Startopia spick and span again. Should I allow them on board? Yeah, I'll keep living amidst the garbage. Now let's have things cleaned up. Not enough workers. You are short of Telgor workers for the recycling station room. Okay, so we need some Telgor workers then. Yeah, we'll recruit 2 of those. We also need to build some atmosphere filters. Maybe those are here. Yep. Rooms connected to the energy grid.
Commander, the communications center has received a message about an impending solar storm. You could use this to your advantage. Commander, the atmosphere on board seems to have normalized. I think we can check that point off the list.
Oh, that's good. The Bugrathorian employees managed to decode information about a solar eruption and automatically deployed the solar sails. We're getting more power. Do I have workers for this? Yes, I do. How about this one? Well, we have sick people, so we need greys to work in the medical stations, or Grezulurians. They do not seem to be too happy. 3-3, you're hired. 2-1, I suppose you're hired as well. We need
Commander,
4
I wanted to
Grezuli.
point out to you that you can use your energy or prestige to buy a great number of things from my Val shop. You should definitely take a look.
Nope. There we go. The Val shop.
Commander, the communications center has received a message from a traveling doctor. You should... Commander, an object has broken. Fortunately, your fuzzies automatically take care of this kind of problem. So, as usual, you needn't take any action. However, you can prioritize the repair order in the detailed view if you wish.
No, I'm not being overwhelmed at all by things I need to do. Traveling doctor. Yeah, have aliens treated.
Commander, your fuzzies have successfully repaired an object.
Yeah, go away.
Commander, it would appear that
Go
the
away.
medical...
Now you're getting annoying. Crikey. An employee is angry. Apparently I need another Telgor. 2333, you're hired. Is there a pause button? I suppose I can just click escape. That pauses it. Oh, that is something I should mention. I cannot find any way to change the key bindings. I know that is fairly important for many people, so there is nothing here that gives me the impression that I am able to change the key bindings. So, just so you're aware of that. We need to run a garbage bot. Yeah, speaking of the key bindings, I have no idea if there is...
An employee has just quit.
Yeah. I need a garbage bot. I probably need several of those because there's a lot of garbage around here. Like, there's garbage everywhere, to be honest. And these cockroaches does not seem... Yeah, that's vermin. I don't think they're supposed to be here. Who quit? Gressolurian. Let's get another one done. 1, 2. I'm sure you're fine. What is that pinging noise? Oh. Good evening, Wally. We do have enough people working there. If you could stop pinging, that would be nice. Operating at your usual lag for this time of the day. Terraform a part of the biodeck. Rooms connected to the energy grid. Okay, let's go up to the fun deck. Right-click that fuzzy, that's a good idea. Let's try that and see. I have no idea why he's being so noisy.
My nondescript facial appendages quiver with anticipation every time I see you.
Thank you so much for the raid, Bold, and welcome so much to the stream, Bold and company. I am currently being very confused in Spacebase Startopia. I will get that wrong all the time. Starbase Startopia, but it is called Spacebase Startopia. Not that I'm aware of. I'm doing the tutorial missions. Just to get familiar with the game. I did play the original Startopia back in the day, but it's been a while. I have a very annoying pinging sound from some bot, and I don't know why it's being so noisy. It's following me! Oh yes, I played it to bits back in the day. It was one of my favorite games. Okay, that's the power we need at least. But why are you being noisy? So that's the earn energy. Telgor working at the recycler converts garbage into energy. Crates can also be recycled to regenerate energy. Viking raid. Yeah, well, Viking raids to Norway, we're used to them. We usually send them out. Viking raids are very appreciated in Norway. Can I get rid of that? It was released today. Which is, I have very specifically not played the game until now, because I wanted to wait until the release.
Excellent, Commander. All rooms on the fun deck are now supplied with energy.
Let's hire a couple more of these, Yeah, exactly. Telgor, skill 3, dedication 3, oh, 3-4. The garbage bot isn't really doing its job. Nom 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 nom. Let's see if we can't go up to... I don't know how that works. The garbage bot is being garbage indeed. And that bot that is pinging is following me. Ah! Negative rate. Yeah, blah blah. Charging fuzzies. It has been charged, so that's not why it's... Rooms are damaged through use or environmental influences such as exploding bombs.
You seem to have got the garbage problem under control.
Okay. I guess the garbage bot wasn't that useless after all then. Need to jump to the bio deck. And we need to do some terraforming here. Can I... Does this work as it used to do? No.
According to recent surveys, visitors find Startopia quite a... Commander, your alien visitors are longing for a little nature.
Well done.
Please try to create a water reservoir to make these carbon-based life forms a little happier in their depressing existence.
I shall endeavor to do my best. This is a little bit sensitive on the terraforming. You have to click very carefully here. That looks good. Let's make a lake here. That way they will be less depressed.
Excellent, Commander. You seem to have gotten a handle on the need for nature. Excellent, Commander. You have now learned to deal with both major and minor problems aboard Startopia. According to the RFS, you are now ready to face the final test in a series of test scenarios. My congratulations.
That level was a bit overwhelming. I'm guessing... Yeah, minor indeed. I'm guessing the next one is going to be very overwhelming based on this.
Welcome to the Combat on Startopia Introductory Course, Command R. Not all conflicts can be resolved through diplomacy and dialogue, Commander. In fact, there are surprisingly few conflicts that can be resolved this way. In this scenario, we will therefore look at the military options available to you on Startopia.
Okay, this sounds like a scenario for Peps then.
Initiate Welcome Protocol. Welcome to the Combat on Startopia Introductory Course, Command R. Commander, I've once again taken the liberty of pre-positioning a number of rooms with typical human inadequacy, amongst them a security station. Leviathans working in the security station produce drones which not only take over police duties, but can also be used for military purposes in case of need. A mech can also be built for greater threats. These huge fighting machines are directly linked to their respective security stations and offer immense firepower. Commander, the Biometric Universal Tactics Interface, or BUT for short, allows you to issue commands to your drones and mechs as well as control them.
I'll just refer to it as butt.
First, however, you should have a mech built. Use the security station's detailed view for this. Command R, commence operations.
There's one thing I want to do, because you can change the voices of this robot, but it cannot be changed while the game is running. Right, okay. Well then. We need to build a mech. Space Raptor MCC. Aurora G3 Star Striker. And the Star Hydra Disruptor. And they all seem to have different type. I'm not sure it would be a good idea to have something running around that explodes things. But since the game seems to be suggesting this one very gently, let's build one of these Space Raptor MCCs.
Very good, Commander. You have added a mech to the construction queue.
That's
Your
big.
fuzzies will now take care of building the mech.
Enter text. Why? Why is there a chat box here? Huh? Okay. Are they going to add multiplayer to this? Oh, that would be interesting. New visitor category, Space Trucker. Needs food, drink, and sleep. There's something that I would want that I cannot see here anywhere. That would be game speed controls. There are plenty of garbage bots here.
Commander, the mech construction has been successfully completed. Please note that the mech's actions consume their own energy, which the RFS has termed commando points.
That thing is
The mech's
big.
commando points are automatically replenished by the Leviathans working in its assigned security station. You can now open the BUT interface and use it to command the mech. Commander, there's an enemy mech standing by behind that bulkhead. Due to budget cuts, its defenses have been disabled for this tutorial.
There's another one down there, okay.
Brilliant, Commander. The BUT interface allows you to select multiple units and issue them all in order at the same time. Commander, mechs are very large units.
Really?
You should make sure that there is enough distance between objects on Startopia to allow your combat units to navigate here. They should also be able to leave the security station.
That might be a good idea. Can you go there? This is a purple shirt. Good evening, Remethep, and welcome to the stream.
Your units are engaged in combat.
I'm being very confused by the game so far.
My nondescript facial appendages quiver with anticipation every time I see you.
Thank you so much for the raid. And welcome to all of the new raiders as well. This is Spacebase Startopia, which is a remake of the old Startopia game that I played to bits and pieces when I was younger.
To transport a mech over several decks, you need a mech transporter. Please arrange for its construction.
We need to exit the butt interface and go and have a mech transporter then.
Commander, please note that a mech transporter is not only built on the current deck, but also in the same place on all other decks. This then connects these decks. Logically enough, this only works if there is enough space in the same spot on the other decks.
Really? I would never have guessed. What is this thing? It's a magnificent hammer. So that's what you look like, Peps. I've always been wondering about that. Now we know the answer. You look very happy. This guy seems angry. He's loitering. And he needs entertainment.
Excellent, Commander. You have successfully placed the mech transporter. Please note that it is not available on the fun deck, as you do not yet own the corresponding sector. Open the bulkhead on the fun deck to take over this sector.
Okay, I shall do so. Open the bulkhead.
Commander, there were some enemies trapped in the newly opened sector. They are now on their way to destroy your energy core. Get your mech onto the fun deck to stop the enemies.
Well then. What are these things? I don't even know. Can you come up here, please?
The energy core is taking damage.
You're sure taking your time. Hello. Sharks with lasers, yes. Do I really have to command you to do things? No, you will shoot. Oh, oh, it's using the proper weapon. Space Murlocs. Flammenwerfer.
Very good, Commander. You have already eliminated half of the enemy.
At least they can be, Is anyone in the mood for, Space Murloc barbecue? I think I can accommodate that.
Commander, you have successfully eliminated all hostiles. Acceptable work. You have now learned to command military units. According to RFS statutes, you are therefore excellently prepared for all eventualities and could also serve on the front line in case of war. Congratulations.
Okay, that was the tutorials then. So, the German inside you. Start campaign. Let's go with the cadet. We get a little bit of energy bonus for our rooms used. We get double energy bonus for unlock technology. And we start with 2 more fuzzies. The rest seem to be the same. This looks rather nasty. Yeah, we'll try it on cadet first, since I was... Wait, there's something that I...
Start greeting. Welcome back, Commander.
Not sure about that one.
Start greeting. Welcome back, Commander.
Okay, I'll go with that one. It seems less intrusive than that obnoxious other voice. Start campaign. Cadet. Confirm.
It all began with a misunderstanding. When the Telgorian fleet first encountered a representative of the Neophytic Alliance, they sent a bouquet of their most beautiful native flowers as their usual greeting. The only problem, the extremely nature-loving Dryads took a bouquet of dead flowers as a declaration of war. This encounter marked the beginning of the first major interspecies conflict in the Alma-Barid Quadrant. It lasted for approximately 400 years. Since most of the races did not have access to FTL technology at that time, their weapons technology would generally be regarded as primitive. The armed conflict was often limited to threats, verbal attacks, and illegal littering. The production of the Universal Translator developed by the RFS Consortium helped to settle the conflict and led to peace talks being initiated. Also, additional potential grounds for conflict, such as Uriker's Great Dolphin Barbecue. The Celebramers' gigantic space loudspeakers and other trivialities could also be nipped in the bud. So much for history, recruit. Let's get back to your real job here at the RFS Consortium's Tear Test Lab. This lab is not only designed to house a highly sophisticated artificial intelligence called Val, which would be me, in case you've forgotten that in the last few minutes, as my brain scan suggests, but is also responsible for the Startopia project. The goal of Startopia is to create multi-purpose space bases capable of being used by all alien species as places of encounter and exchange. And, of course, to earn a huge amount of energy to cover the exorbitant salaries of the RFS board. Recruit, you have been selected to work in the Startopia Base Simulator, or SBS for short, to acquire the knowledge necessary to run such a Startopia base. But before you can do so, you must go through the RFS Executive Motivation Training course. You can do it. You're a born leader. We believe in you. Fanfares.
Okay. Interesting. I think I saw some brains with tentacles there. This simulation includes a Startopia base orbiting the garbage planet Sarkar. A, and I quote from the Universal Database, disgusting cesspit that should find its deserved end in a black hole. The goal of this scenario is to generate energy by recycling garbage. Wonderful. There are only a few basic buildings available and space is limited. I thought space was unlimited. You will mainly, or more precisely, exclusively come into contact with Telgor and bugs. Expect visitors to leave a lot of garbage lying around. I don't think I need to go into any more detail. According to the scenario guidelines, it is impossible to fail. However, I would like to add that carbon-based lifeforms have always surprised me in this respect. Very well, Commander, you may proceed. As an old Gononian folk saying goes, every being is the wushquan tongue of their own fortune, an ancient skilled trade in which bricks are formed from one's own excrement. Okay. This... I suspect that the game has crashed, to be honest. I not only suspect, Spacebase Startopia is not responding. Let's try that again.
Commander, you're too early for the early shift and too late for the late shift. So you...
Yeah, but we've already seen that.
Welcome to your first test scenario, Command R.
That's better.
I'm very
Too many
curious to
fanfares
see
indeed.
how you will cope. This simulation includes a Startopia base orbiting the garbage planet.
Yeah, I already
Initiate
read
welcome
that.
protocol. Welcome, Commander. I am confident that even a carbon-based life form will be able to cope with the very manageable parameters of this scenario. After all, it's all about collecting garbage. A fuzzy with only limited functionality previously solved this scenario in less than 20 minutes. I therefore assume that you will be able to complete it within a few hours. Test subject evaluation started. Command R, commence operations.
Not sure if he's on some kind of medication occasionally there, or if he's just weird. Either works. Let's build a fuzzy charging station here and get ready a blueprint. Well, that's useful if I want cancel. So they have actually provided blueprints if you want to have preset buildings. I think I'll just use that for now. It works. Confirm. Communication center, that is fairly important.
Congratulations, Commander. You have successfully built a berth as your first room. I foolishly stopped measuring your time after my countdown subprocessor hit its third overflow. But I assume you have achieved more or less acceptable results considering the capabilities of a carbon-based life form.
If we carbon-based life forms are so horrible, then why don't you do this yourself? Sassy robot. Put that there. I guess since this is about...
Excellent work, Commander. I see you've managed to build a communications center. I mean, you created a simple construction order for your fuzzies and then they did all the work. Sarcasm speech module not found. Bravo.
Okay, this guy is more sassy than I am. That's quite the feat. Let's build a couple of atmosphere filters so that we have those. This garbage plant is probably going to generate enough of that. And I guess we need some garbage bots as well. There's already lots of garbage lying around, so...
Commander, you have just successfully built your first garbage bot. A thing that one tries to fill with other things, but which reaches its maximum capacity much too quickly. Wait, are we talking about you and your training here? Excuse me, my routine small talk subprocessor seems to be malfunctioning.
This guy is worse than Quad. It's a shame Quad is asleep. He would have loved this. Someone needs to remind him to watch this. We only have this deck. And I assume we can't... I don't have enough money to open more bulkheads. You are short of Bugrathorian workers for the communications room. Oh dear. And we're also short of Telgor workers.
It is good to see you've set up a recycling station. It's not so good to see you haven't hired any Telgor to run it. Please try to rectify this situation.
I'm glad I changed the voice. It sounds so much better with this guy who sounds like he's high. Being sassy at me. Okay, let's recruit some Telgors. Jed Court. That sounds like a good name. Kiosnut. Gesundheit.
Commander, your communications center will not function without hired Bugrathorians.
I know. We can also have Elrel Ordor and Sebonut. Let's have 4 of them. Bugrathorians. These have much simpler names. Breathtaking atmosphere filter. What the heck is that? Uran. We'll take Pava. We'll take... No, we can't take you. You don't want to work for us. You don't have any... That's strange. I guess we'll take Jihu and Optikar then. What is this? Okay, it's an event. I have 2 foolhardy downgrades to your atmosphere filters on board. Which one do you like better? Concussive atmosphere filter? No. Garbage spewing atmosphere filter. Producing 5 units of garbage every 60 seconds on a 10% chance. Oh, I guess we'd go with that then.
Interesting, Commander. However, I do not want to hear any complaints about this later.
Oh, don't worry about that. Thank you for the clip, Peps. I guess we're going to need more garbage bots. We are making energy though. I really like the music. Yay! My first spammer. Feel free to remove.
Commander, fanatics from the terrorist organization Trashpiece have discovered a subatomic quantum loophole in our shield and have beamed garbage bombs on board. If they explode, they will cause damage and spread garbage throughout the area. But
Thank you,
can
Bobby.
rest easy in the knowledge that it can't harm me. Initiate bomb subprotocol Alpha. Commander, presumably there is a smart way to deal with these garbage bombs. Please try to stimulate the gray matter in your head. Gray matter evaluation completed. Alarmingly high percentage of nutrient slime noted. Fine, I can see this is not going to work without explicit instructions. Commander, you can also recycle this garbage bomb. Yes, I realize that you probably never would have thought of that yourself. Commander, trash fanatics have managed to successfully detonate a garbage bomb on your station. Maybe next time you should collect and dispose of them instead of watching them explode.
I think we'll go with the experimental garbage bot here. This one, the biting ones, I don't like the chance of exploding. Although it's funny that they would eat the garbage. So we'll do the experimental. Capacity 100%, 33% chance of moving 10% faster for 30 seconds upon reaching capacity. That seems very good.
Experimental choice, Commander.
I got an achievement. Giddy in the garbage. It's a funky name. What's going on down here? Jed Quart and Rang seem to be having an interesting conversation down here. I didn't mean to pick you up. Successor droids. I'm glad that they brought that back in form of a name. That was the name of them in Startopia originally, for those of you who are not familiar with the game. Recycle things. Bomb. Well, I would need more bombs. But I guess that terrorist organization is... Intergalactic Recycling Team? This service does not cost anything, but will bring us 60 energy through recycling. Financed by the Federation. Wow, thanks.
Commander, more garbage bombs have been smuggled onto Startopia.
Does that mean I can just, like, you know, put them directly into the recycler?
Commander,
I can.
Recycling the garbage bombs is an excellent idea. Only 99.3% of all other candidates came up with this solution. I suggest you try recycling a larger amount of these garbage bombs in order to make the test scenario more exciting.
Well, that is a great idea. Yep.
Commander, I would like to congratulate you on the 50th visitor to your simulated station. If this were reality rather than a test scenario, the time frame would be rather unacceptable. Here, however, you are working within a simulation under optimal conditions. So the time frame is completely unacceptable.
Ah, the Sass. Rapid recycling station. Commander, inasmuch as you are busy building your garbage empire, I thought now might be a good time to upgrade the recycling stations. I've written down the best ideas of a few of my 40 subroutines could come up with for you. We can have a green recycling station, which means no more atmospheric pollution, and a 25% chance that no energy will be produced during recycling. Or we can do a high-speed recycling station, which will recycle at 100% quicker interval, but give us a 25% chance of producing twice as much bad atmosphere when recycling. Well,
Good choice, Commander. The experimental high-speed turbines in these new recyclers will do a good job and definitely won't cause any accidents. At least no substantial ones. Commander, you've already generated a third of the energy required for the test scenario. I admit I did not expect you to reach this level. I guess I now owe my optimism routine 100 energy.
I love the writing here.
Commander, it appears you are making Startopia a place acceptable to visitors.
Love the garbage bots. Can I open another bulkhead? I can. Should I? I might need more berths. %. That's the the workload is
more
fine.
Garbage bombs have been smuggled onto Startopia.
That's a useful way of getting garbage quickly.
Commander, you've already recycled half of the garbage bombs you need. Keep up the good work. Thanks to your performance so far, my evaluation processor has already upgraded you to Shniashanu, an 8. Commander, I wanted to point out to you that with your energy or prestige you can buy very interesting things from my experimental laboratory, or, as my naming algorithm calls it, the Val shop. You should definitely take a look at them.
Ooh. Leaky visitors. Excuse me, Commander, but I have a feeling that there's a problem with a particular alien species in the simulation. If you could just take a quick look at this. Weak-bladdered Bugrathorians. They have a 5% chance of creating garbage every 60 seconds. And this production of garbage satisfies the need for hygiene. So we can either have the Bugrathorians or the Telgors be leaking. Doesn't matter which one, I think.
An interesting choice, Commander. I would advise you to keep an eye on Bugrathorian visitors. And maybe keep a mop ready, just in case.
Yes. I think we should hire a couple more of these Telgors. Are there anyone... okay. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1. 1-1. What's this? Travel group. A Bugrathorian travel group has been given the green light by your staff and will be docking at an airlock shortly. How is the air? Oh, it's actually quite good. Even with that downgrade, or for this scenario, I guess it's an upgrade. They aren't producing garbage fast enough. Wonder if it would help to have another one of these. Probably not. It says to recycle another bomb. I guess that means that...
Look out, Commander. Trash fanatics have thrown bombs at the station.
Is that just 2?
Commander, you have now acquired 2/3 of the necessary energy. Extrapolating from your previous result, Commander, you have successfully completed the recycled garbage bomb supplementary mission. I think you deserve a reward for that. Can you feel that? You're feeling a slight mix of endorphins and cortisol right now, which should feel approximately the same as a clammy handshake. Commander, today is not your birthday. The RFS keeps a very precise record of this and provides a cake made from algae, garnished with nutrient slime.
Yum.
Those explosions were therefore not fireworks in your honor, but rather a garbage bomb exploding.
You can recycle other things than garbage. I think we'll go with the alternative garbage. We could always build another one.
Choice, Commander. I'm curious to see how you will handle it.
Now there's a lot of people waiting at the berth. Let's open that bulkhead. A clammy handshake, yep. Oh, it even comes with garbage. Let's build another berth then. Just go with a big blueprint here. Confirm. We probably need more atmosphere filters. This area does look a little bit dirty. And some garbage spots. There we go. What exactly, Peps? Might need another of these. 58% volume. Should be fine. We're almost done, actually. Well, the station is an old one that you are given command of. So that's... There might even be enemies, as shown in the tutorial. And things behind these bulkheads, which might not be that desirable. Never can tell.
Congratulations, Commander.
Victory over the garbage.
Achieved the goal and generated the required amount of energy. Some doubted your success, while others objected that you could not fail in this test scenario. I replied that if there is a way to fail in this scenario, you will find it. Nevertheless, you have successfully completed this scenario. Congratulations, Commander.
Take that, sassy bot. How could I have 86% attractiveness on a station that was based upon garbage? I guess some questions are best not asked. Let's move on to the next mission.
Command R, I want to congratulate you on successfully completing the first test scenario. Only the most petty-minded subprocessor would notice that there was no fail option in the previous mission. Let us now turn to the second test scenario. This simulated Startopia station is located in orbit around Jupilberry 3. The galactic database contains the following information on Jupilberry 3, a fertile jungle planet whose inhabitants are often involved in wars because the other side of the planet always seems to be a bit greener. Commander, the aim of this test scenario is to adequately design the biodeck on the Startopia so as to be able to harvest resources and have some of them processed in factories. In addition, various diseases are common in this region. So you should have a viable medical station. Now then, Commander, go ahead and show what you're made of. By the way, according to my scanner that's 60% hydrogen, 25% oxygen, 10% carbon and a few other odds and ends.
Yeah, you didn't mention my titanium. So there are 3 achievements for this level. And we have the Greys, the Dryads, the cargo hold, the factory, the medical station. Orders, by the way?
Initiate welcome protocol. Welcome to the second test scenario, Command R. As mentioned at the beginning, you now have access to the biodeck to grow plants and create a cozy atmosphere for your visitors. In this scenario, you can expect more sick aliens on board, where a lack of treatment can result in a premature death. Command R, commence operations.
Yeah, we need to work quickly
you did
here.
Acceptable work with the bombs in the last test scenario. RFS feels that such trivialities must be rewarded with more than just a virtual damp handshake, so a recycling station crate is hereby placed at your disposal.
Oh, nice. We need a fuzzy charging station. You can rotate both with R and the mouse wheel, actually.
Commander, not that I doubt your mental abilities, but as a precaution I would like to point out to you the extremely banal logic that employing more dryads would ensure that you get the resources you need more quickly, as they sow new plants and harvest mature ones.
Why, thank you. I would never have guessed. Medical station. I guess we can use a blueprint for that as well. I like that they've included these blueprints because that makes streaming the game a little bit easier. It's a bit big, but... yeah, sure. Probably going to open some bulkheads anyways. Cargo hold, that is useful, but I don't think we have... oh, there is only room for it there. Can I move you?
Commander, the medical station has
I
been
can.
successfully completed. Now you can take care of your visitors'
There we
real
go.
problems, such as rashes or imminent death. Carbon-based life forms are notoriously fragile. Commander, you have successfully installed a cargo hold. Your trusty fuzzies can now store material.
Trusty fuzzies.
I congratulate you on accomplishing this mundane task. Hats off.
Ah, he's so sassy. Something's going on here. We don't have enough workers. No, I haven't hired anyone yet. Telgors. We need a couple of these. I don't want any of those. Okay, let's take these 3. Dryads. Not going to hire those yet. I would like people who have skill 2. I guess we'll settle for those who have a dedication 2 for now. There are going to come more on board, but yeah. And we have access to the biodeck as well.
Your station is so covered in garbage that vermin capable of causing illness are already spreading. Cynical administrators would now begin to think twice. I am very curious as to your decision.
I mean, the goal is to make sure that we heal aliens. Why would we be bothered by vermin? I don't see why. Okay, this place is interesting. Terraforming, where is that? There, of course. Terrain. I can smooth the terrain.
Commander, your doctors have just successfully treated the first visitor. I think that is acceptable.
That's good to know. We need a lake. Having a lake is important. Place some water here. And can we smooth the terrain? Oh,
Commander, I see you still have not hired any dryads.
I'm working on
If
it.
you don't want your biodeck to wither away, you should hire a few of them to produce resources and oxygen.
I'm working on it. Dryads.
Commander, I'd like to draw your attention once again to the compact map on the side. Commander, those hired dryads will hopefully reduce the duration of this scenario to an acceptable level. I think we can chalk that up as good work. Comment good work discarded. Quote.
He's an eager... off that guy, isn't he? Great holds of cargo. Commander, something seems to be wrong with the cargo holds on Startopia. They should actually do more than just store resources. Fortunately, my high explosive research unit can help. Valuable vacancies. Per empty slot, plus 10 energy every 60 seconds. Per occupied slot, minus 5 energy every 60 seconds. Or fantastic fullness, which does the opposite. Well, I think we'll go with that one now.
Good choice, Commander.
I'm probably going to regret
I am
that.
not surprised that you prefer emptiness, as I suspect a certain similarity to the contents of your skull.
Okay. if you say so. I wonder what it would have said if I picked the other one. Next, vote. Okay, so they vote every so often for whether or not they are happy with the factory. Oh, I can get another fuzzy. I don't think I need that because I think they're just hanging around. Yep. And this is an oxygen bomb. Maybe hire a couple more. Yeah, we could use a couple more of the greys. 2-1, you're hired. Let's take Brel as well. How about this station? We need more... Is it Telgorians? Actually, yeah, no, I only have 2 of them. Groen Ka and... I guess Luar Shreod. Pronouncing some of these names. We also need more of the bugs. Bubk and Chana. And Mayonnaise. Or mayonnaise. Improved biodeck. Commander, I think it's time to upgrade the biodeck a little. I have 2 suggestions here that were created by my chaos algorithm. That sounds promising. Which one do you prefer? Tons of pesticides, plant growth plus 100%, but 5% more chance of anyone up there to get an infection per minute. Or we can have the ultra-powerful UV lamps, which gives plant growth 100%, but it also increases the need to drink and a negative rating. We'll go with the infection. Again, we need to heal the aliens here.
Well,
tons of
then
pesticides.
I will spread an extra large load of the finest pesticide across the biodeck, Commander.
Thank you.
Visitors will hardly notice and the plants will sprout and flourish like never before.
Excellent. I am actually going after the one that has skill level above 1. Just so happens that they seem to have pronounceable names.
Commander, one of your visitors has accidentally forgotten a number of crates of garbage, which, while considered a delicacy, carries highly contagious pathogens and is prone to spontaneous explosion if left unprocessed. Should you wish to prevent a viral explosion on board, you should remove those objects. A cynical commander might, however, take advantage of this.
Wasn't me. Nobody saw anything. I didn't do anything. Certainly takes his time to explode, though. Can we open this? Well, our medical bay doesn't seem to be strained. Let's put one here as well. Alternative atmosphere filter.
Commander,
Ooh, there we go. Oh, that looks pleasant.
Exploded, potentially infecting aliens in its vicinity.
Let's remove these.
I'm still wavering as
case.
to whether to classify this as incompetence or moral ambiguity on your part. Incompetence and moral ambiguity noted in personnel file.
Thank you.
Commander, I'd like to inform you that you've already successfully treated 1/3 of the aliens.
Good night, Pete.
required.
Thank you for joining us.
I assume you feel almost competent now.
Yes. Potential for improvement. We'll go with the full atmospheric power so that they have a higher chance of becoming sick.
Understood, Commander. I will optimize the supply of energy to the atmosphere filters and increase their power. These carbon-based life forms definitely generate bad air much too quickly.
We need more medical stations. Let's just build a big one. Not too close to the wall, because it is useful to be able to build more cargo holds. That looks like a good position. The berth didn't seem to be too overworked. 58, 62, okay, so we might need another berth too then.
Commander, you've already cured half the aliens that require treatment. An acceptable feat, if one ignores the time it took you to perform it.
Ah, the Sass. It is exquisite. There. Confirm. And we need another atmosphere filter. I think we'll build one down here. And one here. And a couple of garbage spots as well. Looks good. Decorations. Pleases our visitors. Flooring
Commander,
maintenance.
I find that the alien treatment is proceeding at a reasonable pace, considering the circumstances. By circumstances, I mean you, in case you missed that little dig the way you missed all the digs before.
Oh, we should have a statue. Structural renovation. I've noticed that the medical stations on Startopia aren't functioning at their best. My bad ideas processor can certainly be of help to you there. To know or to research, a 10% chance of diagnosing a disease immediately, but takes 3 times as long. Or, grateful patients, Mediplicator healed aliens have a 5% chance of immediately handing over all their energy, but the doctor's skill value is halved for 60 seconds after each diagnosis. Since all of them have 1 skill, who cares about that?
As you wish, Commander. I can't say I approve of this choice, but it is your funeral.
No, there's no funeral going on here. I need more greys. Hanag. Thormod. Curious that they would have a Scandinavian name. Vliaklag. And Gewein. Sounds good to me. We need to collect and store resources. And we also need to build that factory. That is 7,000. Can I open that? Yes. There's more garbage here. That's always nice. And I want to have that factory... Oh, I can't zoom. I want to have it here. I would like to know what's the entrance of this thing, though. Maybe that down in the corner closest to me now. So 1, 2. We need to produce circuit boards. Yeah. Go away. What was this final thing there? Stored crates, okay. Aha, so we can convert crates into energy. Now the big...
You managed to build a factory. Remarkable when I consider your accomplishments to date.
No idea what's the entrance of that thing. We need something to work here, though. Intergalactic Recycling Unit offers its services, financed by the Federation. And it went away.
Commander, you have successfully harvested several plants. Obviously, all those years of training have paid off by enabling you to perform such a trivial task.
Does any of these specifically work in the factory?
Commander, a very ill alien with a severe form of leupolioitis has arrived at the station. You should ensure that this visitor is treated quickly as the disease is highly contagious. Prevent your visitors from being harmed at all costs.
I guess I can... You're already getting medical attention, so that's good. There's a lot of garbage here. Maybe we need some more garbage droids. Aha, we have roaches as well.
Commander, you have successfully eliminated the vermin. Doing so can help prevent a greater spread of disease.
I didn't mean to do that. Aww. They play lullaby songs for the people in the stasis chamber.
Crates containing garbage will soon explode.
Ah, okay.
Commander, you actually managed to heal your critically ill visitor. Okay, of course you yourself didn't lift a finger. At best it was your gray employees, but still.
Let's put these into the recycler. We need to produce stuff in this factory. Specifically, we need to produce circuit boards. I think it said 5 of them. Yep. Collect and store resources. Food. Savanna and lava biomes. Okay, so I can basically just do this. Medicines, no, we don't need that currently. Uranus trap. Interesting name there. What is this thing? Oh. So they live in those things, okay. A bubble tree. Uses oxygen. This is very pleasant music. I guess I could pick up the crates myself and go down and put them in here. Contraband. I'll just put it in there. I'm sure we will not be visited by any kind of... besides, the scenario is actually already over. It's very unlikely that there would be any kind of these coming to visit us. Customs invoice. Oh, well then. I was wrong.
Commander, a critically ill alien seeking
Again?
treatment has boarded Startopia.
Intergalactic Inspector has completed his inspection on Startopia. There were minor issues with the inspected room, which was the recycling station. Fabulous factory. The factory could certainly be used more efficiently than is currently the case. My logic subroutines have worked out 2 perfectly sensible and helpful solutions. Which would you prefer? Saved on material, which halves the material costs, but has a 5% chance of breaking down whenever a good is produced, or consequences. What consequences? 50% chance to receive another good for each good produced, and factory aliens, well, getting sick? Who cares?
Your wish as my .x file, Commander.
That was a bad one. We are getting a travel group of Bugrathorians. The sass and the puns are real indeed. I'm sure Wally is having a time of his life with some of these puns.
A seriously ill visitor has been successfully healed, Commander.
Can I need more lava biome. Apparently I can't do that. We can do Savannah though. I'm kind of puzzled that the food is produced in the lava and the savanna and not in the forest or anything like that. This produces food. It's an oxygen. Oh! It's a plop! And a wobble mushroom. And a fragrant puffball. Is this enough?
Commander, crates containing garbage will soon explode and infect scores of aliens.
Yeah.
Congratulations are in order, Commander. You've performed reasonably well in this test scenario. Hats off. I shall record your mediocre actions in the Monument of Shame immediately. That's what I call your personnel file, Commander. You don't have to understand, it's an amusing data packet that goes back and forth between my sarcasm processor and my evaluation routine.
That didn't go so badly. 91% happy departed visitors and rather nice attractiveness as well. Missed messages 12. There's a lot of stuff here. That's for sure. Let's move on to the next one.
Welcome to the final test, Command R. This third and final test scenario involves a Startopia base orbiting the planet Pardirius 22. The galactic database has the following information about the planet. The residents of Pardirius 22 are a decadent party people who use dance steps as currency. For example, a bottle of wine there costs a 3-minute walk. I admit I can't make sense of the irrationality of carbon-based life forms, Commander, but I'm sure it will one day be one of the reasons for your total annihilation.
One of the reasons?
But enough of that, let's turn to the scenario. Commander, in accordance with the needs of the residents of Pardirius 22, this Startopia base has a fun deck. There you can accommodate the visitors' various inclinations. Attain the scenario's specified energy parameters to successfully complete the test.
Okay, I don't know if I got any of the achievements in the last one, but I probably missed them if I did. So we get the Celebreamers, who work in the Space Disco, and of course we also get the Space Disco. We get the Black Hole Drop. That sounds fun. We get the Star Cats Cafe. The Loot Box Lottery, and the Arcade. For those with lower expectations, well, it's good that nobody has a high expectations. That would be bad.
Welcome to the simulated orbit of Pardirius 22, Commander. I by no means wish to increase your stress level, but of course much depends on this final test scenario. Failure to complete it would result in a drastic shortening of your career. To exactly 1 millisecond after your failure, to be precise. But I am. Well, frankly I'm not very confident, as my evaluation algorithm gives you about a 40% chance of not failing in the first 5 minutes.
I thank you for the confidence.
I don't think I need to remind you of the importance of this scenario. Commander, your goal is to get the fun deck on board this Startopia base up to speed, please the visitors, and earn a reasonable amount of energy on the side. Command R, commence operations.
Okay.
Commander, I discovered a note in my files scheduled for deletion that you fulfilled an optional triviality in the previous test scenario. According to the RFS, such trivialities should also be rewarded, so I'm increasing your ration of nutrient slime and will provide you with a crate.
Thank you. That is very kind of you. Communication center.
Commander, you've set up a berth. A good idea, considering it's the cornerstone of a sound base of operations.
Charging station. We also do need a recycling station. I guess we need a medical bay as well.
Commander, by now even you should have understood the basics of running a Startopia base. Nevertheless, out of sheer goodwill I would like to point out the effectiveness of highly experimental devices, HEDs, which offer you the easiest way to influence visitors and tackle problems.
Okay.
Commander, your communications center is impressive. When you fail, it will allow us to transmit that information out into the depths of space even more quickly. Commander, good to see you've built a recycler. If you fail this test scenario, you could find yourself in there very soon.
Yay.
Commander, you have established a medical station. An excellent idea, because according to my research, dense clusters of carbon-based life forms such as those found in a disco are a veritable hotbed of disease.
I think we need to hire some employees. Good evening, Addicted. I am being very amused by the very sassy robot in this game. Ooh, hello. Take these. We don't need to hire any of those yet, but we'll... Oh, all of you as well. We get skilled workers this time. Yeah, I probably should place down some atmosphere filters. Yes, I suspected as much, Wally. One there. Comment does not come as a surprise. I guess they could walk around there, but... That looks good. No, I didn't mean to put you there. Where did it go? That should work. Visitors who danced in the disco.
Commander, good to see that you thought of building essential garbage bots, too. I've seen smarter carbon-based life forms than you fail at that sort of thing. Although I must admit, my IQ calculating processor has trouble detecting subtle differences in ranges as low as those observed in non-electronic life forms.
Right. Interesting music. We can't open the bulkheads here. We already have the tube lifts. So we need a disco. I mean, why not just build the biggest one? since that is the goal. Well, maybe we should have a look at the others as well. Yeah. Okay. Let's start out with a medium-sized disco then. Confirm that. And we have a Star Cats Cafe. Not sure we need Star Cats Cafe. That'll work. 15,000 left. Black hole drop, that is really expensive. I think we'll wait with that. Loot box lottery. Not that bad of a price. This one probably has a blueprint, so we'll wait with that as well. I suspect we are going to need atmosphere filters. The music is actually really good.
Congratulations, Commander. You have managed to build the disco, which is an essential part of the scenario, in just overflow time units. Whoops, my output module didn't expect a number that high.
Jeez. We need someone to work in the disco as well. Let's hire some celebreamers. 3-3. You're hired.
You should know that there are anti-fun demonstrators in this galaxy who try to sabotage our work. It appears explosives have been placed on the fun deck. You might want to look into that.
Yeah. Guess Wally's around. It's always after 5 PM somewhere.
My sensors detect that the Starcats Cafe has been completed. Very good. I would quickly like to point out the increased concentration of pathogens in this environment, Commander. Not that it concerns me as an electronic and therefore distinctly superior being, but perhaps you'd like to take advantage of that information.
So let's get the Startopian Nights are long, which gives them 50 bonus energy.
Very well, Commander. I'll make sure that opportunities to visit the disco are optimized.
Oh. These are festive. Here's Phasian. Yep. Okay, does this place... Oh, it has cats. And apparently the cats themselves are the... Whoa. These cats are a bit weird. They have 2 tails. Ah, the elevator music. They even have little food bowls on the floor. How does this thing work? Should we do something with the biodeck, I wonder? There's a lot of fibers. This one gives oxygen. Is that all it gives? Spotted bonsai.
Commander, more than 10 aliens have visited your disco already. I'm almost surprised that you managed to achieve this trivial goal.
Do that. Lucky number 7. Even though I don't quite understand the appeal of gambling, since in the end of the statistical evaluation always results in an expected value in favor of the provider, the visitors seem to feel very comfortable with it. Accordingly, I propose that you upgrade the loot box lottery. So we can either have 150% bonus energy, which will have a chance of malfunction, or we can have a 5% chance to have them lose all of their remaining energy and also leave the station in a rage. Is that a problem? No, it is not. We'll take the gambling
Interesting
addiction.
choice, which makes me doubt your sanity just a little, Commander.
It was your decision. You would have picked that for me. Naughty bot. I don't think these... Oh, a bomb.
Commander, it would appear that something has lured energy thieves aboard. These perfidious individuals set up illegal energy absorbers which then siphon off some of the energy earned in the surrounding area. Logically, this makes it more difficult for you to fulfill the mission objective, Commander. Of course this is perfectly obvious, but I thought that in your case I should emphasize it once again, explicitly.
No. I guess it doesn't. Let's put these things into the recycler, shall we? You're gonna be as sassy as the bot, are you, Peps?
Commander, you've finally managed to reach half of the disco visitors designated for this scenario. Fortunately for you, the time limit I suggested was not applied to the scenario.
Oh, I got the achievement Night Club Owner. We have much money now. This looks intimidating. And the final thing they wanted is an arcade, but we need a little bit more money before we can build that. Starcats Deluxe. Those bustling felines in your Starcats outlets
Commander,
should...
most visitors are... Commander, the black hole drop has completed construction.
Yes.
From now on your visitors can scream their souls out there.
Good.
Have fun.
Thank you. So we want the Starcats outlets to get a little bit more attention. So we can either give them more relaxation satisfaction, but 50% more chance of being infected with the disease. Or one wash, please. Minus 10% satisfaction and 50% chance less of being infected with the disease. Well, we'll go with a wild and playful. We have a medical
Commander,
bay after all.
I hope you continue
Yes, it
to
would.
keep a close eye on things. If even one of those cat creatures somehow gets into my mainframe, it will be fried.
Growth spurt for plants. I'm not sure these are the HEDs. Like if I do... That is an HED. Unpack.
Commander, you have reached the number of disco visitors designated for the test scenario.
That was
a
easy.
First step, and I am now only moderately pessimistic about your future career.
This
Commander,
one has a
bombs
growth
have
spurt
been
for plant.
transported onto Startopia.
Again?
Check quickly to see if one landed on the fun deck.
Okay. Are there any bombs on the other levels? No, this seems fine. He said the fun deck, but... No, we seem fine down here. Let's go up to the bio deck and...
Commander, your black
I
hole
do
drop
that.
has earned the required amount of energy stipulated in this very simple test scenario. I think you should be congratulated on your trivial success.
Thank you, Mr. Sassy. How does that thing even work? Well,
Commander, you've managed to generate the required amount of energy through the Starcats Cafe. A minor achievement, but nonetheless an achievement for a carbon-based creature.
thrilling black hole drop. It appears that your visitors enjoy the black hole drop tower. Maybe it would be even more fun if the visitors hit the floor with a loud thud. Either way, I have some suggestions for improvements for you to choose from. Soft and gentle. The satisfaction is 10% less, and they never vomit after use, or we can give them a whiplash. I think we'll go with the soft and gentle on this one.
Short and sweet, Commander.
And then we should probably build that arcade. Why go small when we can go big? Confirm. I suppose we could use the final HED as well. Just beam it down there and unpack it.
Commander, I suppose it is safe to assume that you have now understood how HEDs are used to influence visitors. Personnel file note, likes to influence visitors with unauthorized devices.
I would never do that. Maldonorian Mafia, garbage disposal. A representative of the Maldonorian Mafia asks to be allowed to deposit some bags of garbage on Startopia. In return, you will receive 2,164 energy. No questions about the origin of the garbage will be answered. Shall I accept this offer for you, Commander? No.
Commander, you have managed to build an arcade station where simulated aliens now play simulated simulations. Rather amusing when you stop to think about it, isn't it?
Yes. Isn't it? What is this? Travel group? Okay. Earn energy through arcade. We're working on that, so I guess we can build another loot box lottery. How is the air quality on this level? It's actually quite good. Energy is fine. There's no... I would be surprised if the... Why do they have the growth thing here? Air quality is also quite good down here. Amusing, confusing. Yes, definitely one of those. I agree. Maybe I should hire some dryads if I can. 3-3, 3-3, 3-3, and 3-3. That should do the trick. Arcade 64. Commander, don't you think your arcade rooms could use a little more pep? Or peps? And now that 3 of my sub-processors are solely focusing on making speedruns for current games, I can only agree. I already have 2 particular ideas in mind. Square eyes. Visitors have a 5% chance of getting square eyes illness. Gaming satisfaction plus 10%. For high energy consumption, the arcade consumes 100 energy per minute, but gives 10% more gaming satisfaction. Yeah, we have a med bay.
I hope you have considered the consequences of this decision carefully, Commander.
No. Why would I? Not many people here. 62% workload. Now the only thing we need is the energy from the arcade and the loot box lottery. Sadly, I cannot open these bulkheads. Okay, well, it is a black... Okay, I did not expect that. At all, actually.
Commander, one of your employees has just quit their job.
What? Pissy has quit. The reason is atmosphere.
Commander, you have generated enough energy through those ridiculous loot box hats to achieve the given goal. Congratulations. Maybe we should think about selling the aliens trading cards, which they can then resell for a fee.
That isn't a bad idea. Oh, there are a lot of people waiting here.
Warning, Commander. Saboteurs have placed explosives
Again?
in Startopia. You should search the fun deck.
I think that I got the ones in question. Can't see any other. No. But I think that we need to... can I open this? Fuzzy in a crate. That's... I'm happy about that. We need to place another atmosphere thingy-majingy here. Probably also need a couple more garbage bots. Almost there. Intergalactic cleaning crew?
Commander,
No.
there's been an
We will
explosion on the
keep.
fun deck.
Oh, I missed a
I
bomb.
had informed you that bombs had been. Congratulations, Command R.
Oh well.
You actually survived the test scenario. Please forgive my negative interjections during the interim.
No.
That was only to determine how you would react in stressful situations.
Sure.
Oh, and there's one more point I need to address. In fact, Commander, that was not the last test scenario. This misinformation was also used to create a stress situation. From now on, I will of course not give you any more incorrect information. So, once again, congratulations. If you are ready, we can move on to the next test scenario.
Event history. Right. Well, I think that I will take a short break, and as a matter of fact, I think I will even switch games. So I will be ending the stream so that I have this one and can upload this to YouTube to present the game there as well. And I will be back in about 10-15 minutes with working more on my satisfactory base, where I have a very, very specific plan that I want to follow today. So hopefully we'll get to the part where we can unlock some of the update 4 hub upgrades. For those of you who want to wait, I'm not going to raid any channels right now because I am planning to come back very soon. So I hope that you care to wait. But if you don't, then thank you so much for being here with me and with all of the people in the chat. And I will see you all in, let's say 15 minutes. That should be about when the countdown is done for that one. For those of you who've been watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching the video. And if you have any questions or comments, of course, feel free to leave those in the comments section. Also, for anyone, both here in the stream and on YouTube, I have a Discord server. The link to that will be announced in the chat here on stream. And you can also find the link both in the About Me section on Twitch and in the description of the video on YouTube. So, I will be back shortly.